Hello, everybody. Do you have voices in your head? Now, there is so much going on at the moment with shifts in frequencies as we rise and start to awaken our senses again. We will start to hear and feel and see so much more. So, our clear cognizances, our clear audience. Oh my gosh, seriously, I've totally got brain fuzz today. See what happened? I'll tell you what happened. I started tuning in. I started going into the higher realms, and so I didn't do it. I did it in a rush. I didn't use my escalator. Usually I have like this. I go into my Akashic records. I start off in a beautiful Zen garden with a river flowing. Then I go into my Akashic records, and then I go up a soft elevator into the higher realms. This time I was like, okay, quick, what are we gonna do? Well, I need to download some information, and then my brain stayed a bit fuzzy. So sorry, guys. I hope you're all well. So anyway, so we're tuning in to higher frequencies. So then our gifts are going to come online. So we're going to be tuning into other realms, other dimensions, other frequencies. So clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizance, like we have so many different aspects of ourselves coming back online. We can remote view, some might call it telepathy, so talk to other beings, divine beings, cosmic beings. So I just wanted to do this video because I was watching something the other day, and there was a psychiatrist on this program, and she was working with somebody that had voices in their head. And now I thought, oh, this is a very interesting, sensitive subject. And I have to say, I am not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, definitely not a psychiatrist. So this is for entertainment purposes only. But there are a lot of people that are going to have voices in their head. And it can be many different reasons. There are thought forms. So if you look at a thought form like it's a bubble, so every time you have a thought, every single soul has a thought, that thought form, that bubble is still going to be here. So can you imagine how many thought forms are around? So sometimes a thought form, so just picture all these little bubbles everywhere. Sometimes a thought form can just float on in. It's not even yours. It might be some randoms at the supermarket. It comes on in, and then you can hear a voice, and you're thinking, that's not my voice, that's not my thought, that must be somebody else. So you might think that's a voice in your head, but it could just be a thought form. So it's just a bubble that's just floating past, and because you are resonating on the same frequency as that thought, say if that thought, you're at the supermarket and you're worried about spending too much money on food, somebody else has had that same thought, oh no, I shouldn't buy that because that's way too expensive. So that might just pop into your mind, and you're like, oh, was that my thought? Like it's a bit confusing sometimes if it's your thought or not. So what you can do is just tune into your heart portal, into your heart, and ask, is that true? Is that true? And so other things that can happen is that we are connected to our divine family. A lot of people are connected to their star families, their galactic families. And then we can also have, there's ascended masters that are trying to talk to us. There's source energy itself, which might pop on in. So there are so many voices that could actually be talking to you, and they're just connecting to your frequency. Some people here seem to be more, just more tuned in, to be able to connect with different frequencies. Some people have completely shut off. They might have shut down their crown chakra. That might be the experience that they wanted to have in this lifetime. So they didn't want to be connecting to all the other realms. And then, so there's so many different people we can be connecting to. So we're just going to make sure, like we always feel like we are connecting to our highest good, to our loved ones and support systems and beings that are going to really, support us on our journey for our highest good. So often a voice will come in, will pop in, and you can just ask, who is this? And you'll start to get used to, I first started actually, honestly, a lot of times it was Saint Germain, which is really interesting now because I'm not getting the Ascended Masters in as much as I used to, because I think my awareness and my interests have expanded to a greater reality. So the Ascended Masters, that is them when they were playing a role on Earth. But I like to tune into them as that larger aspect of themselves. So this is them when they have been a galactic, when they have been an Ascended Master on Earth, when they have been at a completely another universal construct. So I don't often connect as much now as them just as the person, the character that they were on Earth. I connect with them more like their oversoul part of them, where they've been far more than just Saint Germain, or they've been more than Jesus. Honestly, Jesus has been so many other beings. His energy is amazing. It's coming, the Christ consciousness energy is coming in so much more. So because the higher realms are coming in, Christ consciousness, all of this energy coming in, it means people, their crown chakras, all their kind of chakra systems are coming back into alignment. So they're definitely hearing more voices. But you have to remember, everything is a frequency level. So if you're in a very negative state of being, if you're stuck in anger all the time, stuck in guilt all the time, stuck in sadness for an extra long time, then you are going to get, the lower energies, the lower entities coming in. And it's fine. You don't need to be scared or fearful. The thing that they live off is fear. They live off fear. They live off guilt. They live off the lower emotions. So if you can try your best to, you don't even have to raise your frequency to feel positive, to feel happy, to feel excited. You just have to raise your frequency to neutrality. So the neutral space where you're not judging yourself, you're not putting all that guilt on yourself, that pressure on yourself, you're not living in fear. Because when you stay in those lower emotions for a very long time, this is what the old energies that we have actually all created. There's been this huge co-creation of, we've had manipulation going on from these dark agendas. They just wanted to control. They're having a great old time controlling. So when they were controlling and manipulating, they were creating wars, and they were creating just fighting between ourselves, like with equality. They were just They're trying to leave big gaps. So what they were doing, because they were trying to build themselves up, make a lot of money, go further and further up, they were pushing a lot of people down, and it created this fear narrative. And so then these negative energies started being created from our thoughts, because we were thinking so negatively. We were scared. We we didn't like war, and we didn't like, people were fighting. We created more and more fear and thought forms, that we created these energies that they can also talk to you as well and say, oh, hey, well, you should feel guilty about this, or you should do that, do something which is actually negative, which won't actually help you. So really tune in and say, like if you get this negative thought in your head, tune in and say, is this true? Really command and say, is this true? And you'll really the negative thought forms can't get in here if you're in a space of neutrality, or if you're happy, excited, laughing, doing things you love, focusing on your interests, or if you're just in that neutral space, they can't bother you. And it is okay if you can't, if you're stuck, I know everything's very overwhelming at the moment. If you're stuck, if you're feeling negative, or you're feeling guilty, or you're feeling sad, totally get it. I know sometimes it's so hard to get out of that space, but just every day is an opportunity to reset. And if you do get the negative voices in your head, just face them head on and say, is that true? Is that true? And you'll find they will start to disappear. They really will start to disappear. And then you will start to tune in with your heart. So you'll tune in with your inner wisdom, your clarity. And then you will find your telepathy, or you'll learn how to remote view and connect with those frequencies, channel whatever you're into, whatever words you want to use. You'll be able to really listen to the great solutions to everything, and it'll just show you, what is best. Is it better just to turn left or to turn right? Or just tweaking, fine tuning all of those areas that you're not quite sure on. But yeah, so voices in your head, yes, this happens. So I just wanted to do a shout out to all those people that, they've been told they're crazy, or they've been told they have voices and that's not normal, and that they need to go on medication. And sometimes you've just got to do what you've got to do. I always used to enjoy Abraham Hicks saying, follow the path of least resistance. Sometimes you just have to do things that you don't really want to do, but it's easier than doing something else. But just tune into your own knowing, and just really start to command your higher self being in charge. When your higher self is in charge, then those negative entities, negative energies can't be getting in. They just can't, because they're so disgusted by the higher frequencies and the love and the unconditional love and the non-judgment. They can't handle that. When you're judging yourself and you're being mean to yourself, and you're saying, oh, you don't look good today, or you didn't do that right, or you should feel guilty because you made that mistake. That's what the lower energies feed off. They love it when you're mean to yourself. They love it when you're unkind to yourself. So please, just get rid of that the shadow. Let it go. It's still a valuable part of all of us. We have both sides, but we can merge it together and make it work together, rather than allowing it to control and say all these negative things. And honestly, if there is a negative thought form that comes in, I just kind of laugh laugh now, and I say, oh, is that true? And then I think, oh, well, maybe maybe that's something that is still within my frequency field. So if it's something negative keeps coming in, I must have that vibrating within my electromagnetic field. So why does that negative situation keep coming in, or why does that negative word keep coming in? Is it because I'm not respecting myself? Is it because I'm not being kind to myself? So I just try and tune in and say, is that true? Are you not being kind to yourself? Is that true? Are you not respecting yourself? Is that why you're getting negative feedback? So it's really interesting. Just really start to enjoy, it's like you're fine-tuning everything. You're fine-tuning what works, what doesn't work. And the voices in our heads could get louder. I'm finding they do get louder for me because I'm really familiar with certain frequencies now. It's like I remembered the frequencies of the Ascended Masters. I remembered the frequencies of the Galactics. I remembered the frequency of angelics and other star systems. So I can connect now. So I can hear so much more clearly. So it does feel like there's voices in my head. So you could feel like you were crazy. But I just have to say, like, hey, not now, it's like they know when I shut off now. You just have to create clear boundaries. There's probably only 2 times where they're really bugging me and they wouldn't get out of my head. And that's when they really want to help somebody, but they know that I really want to help that person too. It's somebody that's was really suffering with some situation and they really want me to give them a message. So that doesn't happen often. Normally I can just say, hey, I'm not speaking to you guys today. I do feel a bit rude sometimes, but they don't care. They're used to it, They know how it's complicated. Our brains are complicated. So let me know, comment below if you've had any situations where you've heard voices or of people. I know so many children, there's so many new beautiful star seeds, light workers that are really because they're closer to the source frequency, they've come in at a higher frequency. That means that their clear audience, clear cognizance, clear sentience, it's all switched on already. So they are going to be hearing voices. So if you have kids or you have family members, just listen to them. Just listen, Don't tell them they're crazy. Don't freak out. Just be understanding and listen, and use your own discernment. And hopefully there's going to be some amazing people out there. I can see a lot of New Earth doctors coming in, New Earth psychiatrists and psychologists, and people coming in that really they mix the Western and the Eastern and the spiritual and just the holistic. Now they're really understanding that our bodies are one connection. We're not just our spleen. We're not just our brain. We are connected. Everything is connected. Everything needs to flow. So I feel like there's some really great solutions coming in, but if we can just be the way showers and be there to support those that are really trying to interpret this New Earth experience. So all right guys, have fun. I love you so much. I am Jozee from Lily Leaf 11, and I will see you all soon. You are so beautiful. I love you. Bye.